Welcome to Machine God Eats, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Darling, and I know y'all haven't seen my face around here a lot lately because I've been spending the last few weeks dealing with my mental health and working, stacking cheese, preparing for the coming storm. Now, I know it's the end of October and winter isn't officially here until the end of December 21st, I believe. But in my opinion, winter is already here due to the fact that this government shutdown has caused hundreds of thousands of government workers to be furloughed. This is their first time, first pay period that just passed where they haven't received a paycheck. The government expects them to be on the clock, but they have not received a paycheck. Top that off with coming November 1st, people who receive SNAP benefits, link card benefits, food stamps in the United States of America will not be getting food stamps.
Donald Trump is the first president in U.S. history to cut off SNAP benefits to people in America. So as of the end of next week, SNAP benefits are going to be frozen.
Now, a lot of people are celebrating this, and I've talked about this ad nauseum on this channel about people that have taken advantage of the food stamp program. But the vast majority of people who are on food stamps need food stamps, including the people that get on here bragging about the fact that they're taking advantage of the food stamp program. 43 million Americans need food stamps, and this includes low-wage workers, people that work at Walmart, people that work at Amazon, people that deliver your packages. You wouldn't believe that sometimes they're not making a livable wage enough to feed themselves. So the government has been there to provide that food. However, like I've said many times before, the government provides that aid so that you can have to jump through hoops. And when they want to pull their hand back, then you are at their mercy. All of these people, there's 43 million people, including disabled people, including veterans, including old people, are at the mercy of the government.
About 1 in 8 Americans receive SNAP benefits. In fact, in Oklahoma, where I live, that's 1 in 6 people. So about 600,000 people in my state alone, Oklahoma, receive SNAP benefits. About 1 in 4 children in the U.S. receive SNAP benefits. But you're not one of those people, so you don't care. But hang with me. When those benefits go away, just about $9 billion in grocery spending vanishes. So you've got to be thinking about not just the grocery stores being able to stay open and pay their employees, but you have to think about the entire supply chain, trucks on the road, people who provide food to these grocery stores. $9 billion. Every dollar spent in SNAP benefits adds about $1.50 to $1.80 to the economy. So cutting those benefits isn't saving that dollar, it's taking away that $1.50 to your local economy. But you don't receive SNAP benefits, you don't work for a grocery store, you don't drive a truck, you don't give a shit. But when all of those things happen, the only way to combat that is to drastically increase the price of groceries. Grocery prices are already up over 3% in 2025 alone, which is almost an entire percentage higher than the average increase in grocery prices over the last 20 years. I thought they were supposed to go down day one, though.
And it's up to the able-bodied people at this point to be able to take care of those people or persons, because the government is not going to be there to provide coming in November, maybe into December. We're going to have a lot of hungry people, and unfortunately, you have a lot of people celebrating the fact that a lot of people are going to be hungry.
There's not a single motherfucker on food stamps that gives a fuck about me and my family if we eat Thanksgiving. Why the fuck should I give a fuck about yours? It's that simple.
I understand being upset with the fact that a lot of people take advantage of these programs, but when you really look at what the SNAP program and what these benefits do for the economy, they help everybody, including everybody that works. What about the people that work at Walmart? What about the people that work at these grocery stores? They're about to lose billions of dollars over this next month, which are going to cut into hours, which are going to cut into them, and then they can't retreat and get food stamps because they're going to be getting less money because it's not going to be going into those stores. The prices of everything are going to have to go up to make up for that bottom line. Billions of dollars being taken out of the freaking economy just like that, right? And a lot of people are happy about this, which I don't understand why. I get it. You get a lot of fat-headed, pig-headed bitches get on here bragging that they get food stamps and they can go spend $1,000 a month buying junk food. Ooh, oh well. But the vast majority of people that need those programs. The elderly, the disabled, the sick, kids, they need it, but it's going away. And winter is here. And I remember when there was a man a few years ago named Kevin Samuels, I'm bringing him up, that talked about this winter, this coming winter, this storm in which the government, who has played de facto daddy for our culture for the last few decades, for the last few generations, all the way back to my grandma's generation. My grandma had 9 different kids by multiple different men, and I don't believe she ever had a job because the government was always there to feed my mom and my aunties and my uncles and everything, right? And generation after generation. Now, my mom didn't do that. My mom worked most of my childhood and all of the stuff. She only had 2 kids, but there are families who, for generations, have looked to the state to take care of them, and now that aid is going away. So what do people do? And this is why people like myself have said, if you can, do not take advantage of those systems, because the moment that they pull them away from you, how are you going to be able to survive? How are you going to be able to take care of yourself? And that's where we are now. They're pulling away for whatever reason, whatever excuse that the government want to use. They can blame the Democrats, they can blame the Republicans, but that's all theater to keep us at each other's throats. When you could say, okay, I'm glad that these poor people are not getting food stamps, when collectively all together, instead of us being at each other's throats about this happening, we should be at the billionaires and at the elite classes throats about the fact that we're in this position in the first place. Why is it that 43 million Americans need food stamps in the richest country in the world in the first place? And you're cutting them off in a month where we have one of the biggest holidays of the year that revolves around food for them not to find, so they can't eat so people can't get together for the holidays. It seems sadistic to me. And there's a lot of people getting off on this, not realizing that this is going to reverberate throughout the economy. Their job is going to be affected. I don't give a fuck if they're not working in the food industry. I don't give a fuck if they're not on some lower rank job. When you gut the bottom out, the lower class, everything else caves in. And y'all think people looting about TVs or Black Friday deals is crazy? Wait till you see people looting because their kids are hungry. Wait till you see people going out there and getting at people because they don't have the money to get something. Y'all say, well, they should get a job. What job? Amazon just announced that they're about to lay off about 18,000 people soon, 16 to 18,000 people soon. And then they're going to taper back about 68,000 something jobs to replace them with robots. They want to replace 75% of their workforce over the next 10 years with robots, with these machines that you see right here doing all the work that a man can do, that a woman can do. They're going to be replaced. Amazon is our second largest employer in this motherfucking country.
Hey y'all, so I am at Amazon's most advanced fulfillment center in the world. And basically that's a place where all the packages that you and I buy, they come from here before they get sent out into the world. The reason though why it is so advanced is robotics and automation. I want you to meet Proteus. All right, that's this little guy right here. You see his eyes. So Proteus is able to take packages and sort of these carts that you see right here, can transfer it all over the facility so the humans don't have to carry all of that weight. And Proteus is actually quite fast. We're going to follow him for a little bit. Woo. All right, here's the really cool thing. Proteus knows if I'm in front of him. See, he avoided me. Pretty cool.
Walmart is our first. Now, you know what Walmart started doing years ago? Even at the Walmart I used to work with on the east side of this town, they started replacing a lot of the checkout lanes with self-checkouts and kiosks, because that's where we're going. They want to replace people. So when you say, oh, go get a low-paying job, go get a part-time job, they're all going away for AI and for robots. So what the fuck are people supposed to do? And then if you say, oh, well, go get a government job, we see the government can be furloughed at any point. They go weeks without getting paid. How the fuck are they supposed to survive? Then they can't go get food stamps because they're not there. We are in a quagmire. We are. And this is the winter that Kevin Samuels is talking about. That's why I say there's mostly women getting online saying, oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Because they went to the de facto daddy government to take care of them for all this time. But now daddy government is closing his pocketbooks and saying, fuck you and them kids, figure it out. And what's crazy to me is that there are so many pro-life conservatives happy that kids ain't going to be eating. I'm pro-life, but I also believe that once the people are here, you got to take care of them too. You can't just say, oh, I'm pro-life, I want people to be born, but then when they're here, we want the kids to fucking starve. That doesn't make any sense to me. Well, we shouldn't have EBT in the first place because us taxpayers pay too much for these people to eat high. The little bit of money that goes out to EBT for people to eat, I'd rather my taxpayer dollars go to that than to Argentina to pay for their freaking economy, than to the country in the Middle East that shall not be named so they could pay for a genocide. For any other freaking nation that is not the nation that we pay taxes to benefit from our labor, to hold them up on the via the American empire and the American taxpayer dollar, I'd rather people here get food stamps through those tax dollars than us be paying for all of these foreign wars that none of us want to fucking fight. That's what I would rather. I would rather us pay for people to be able to go to the store and get thousands of dollars worth of food so they kids never have to worry about eating than giving tax credits to fucking billionaires who already have everything and have already taken this economy and put it in a toilet. It ain't the poor people that have put us in this position. It's been the politicians and the elite that have put us in this position. And one of the main reasons that I've been avoiding the internet for so much this month is the amount of ignorance I see. All I see is us, the people, the pawns, the peons at each other's throats, left, right. This is your fault. This is your fault. Liberalism, conservatism, none of that shit matters when the elite is pissing down our motherfucking throats. Do y'all not get that? And that's where I am. That's why it's so frustrating to see every debate. No, I don't give a fuck how intelligent it may come when it comes to the economy, when it comes to the social fabric of our society, boils down to a left-right paradigm. The simplest form of fucking thinking. Dumb shit. Even in the George W. Bush days, the country wasn't this divided about who was on the left and who was on the right. Nobody gives a fuck when we're all getting fucking. We're about to go through this winter to where a lot of people who are not strong enough to survive will not survive it. And this is important to me because society is important to me. My country is important to me. And not on some false patriotism type shit. I'm talking about the people that make this country, the people that I interact with on a daily basis, whether I'm serving them at their fucking tables, whether they're my co-workers, whether I'm dealing with them on a bus, whether they're the clerk at the fucking store, the nurse at the goddamn doctor's office. Everybody in this country is just trying to make a decent living in this motherfucker. And the people at the top are, like I say, pissing down our necks, just pissing in our fucking face and telling us that it's fucking go. And yet we sit up there and say, well, the reason that we're sitting here just taking all this piss to the face is because of you and because of you. Meanwhile, the big dick of the elite swinging in front of our face, just pissing away. And it's very frustrating to see, bro. Right now, going into this situation, there's a lot of people whose dicks are hard because people ain't getting their EBT. They dicks are harder than a motherfucker. Like they didn't pop fucking 10 vibes. Oh, these ghetto black bitches ain't in it. As if black people are the main people getting EBT.
What's up, chat? It's Lakeisha, Keisha, and Takisha, and together we are the EBT bitches.
It ain't black people the main people getting EBT. Y'all think that this government is so benevolent that they created food stamps to help black people? Y'all think that the EBT program was created in the United States of America and this racist bitch to help the blacks? To help the blacks? No, it was to help the aging grandmother, the aging white grandmother, the aging white grandfather that put into the system because them niggas was ending up on the streets. Them niggas was ended up panhandling too in the 50s and 60s. So they had to come up with a social safety net to keep them people, together. And guess what? It just encompassed a lot of people. And when you have a group of people, black people, who the government, that's my fitness goals are met, who the government has kept under the fucking economic bus, right? As long as they can. Anytime we try to get any type of economic, headway, they burn the shit to the ground. You understand? They take it from us. They drown it out. We know the history of America, right? You take those people, of course, you've taken everything from them. Of course, they're going to need those resources, and you get those resources. And once again, you create that generation of people who rely on that daddy government who never gave a fuck about them to begin with. So you come here to the future, to 2025, where they're about to cut the shit off, and people are panicking. People are saying, I'm about to go into the store and just take what I need because my kids are not going to go hungry. And in a way, I don't fucking blame them.
I'm going to tell y'all straight up like this. I just got that text that the link is definitely cut the fuck off for November. Y'all better stay the fuck out of my way in these stores. I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for shit. Trump, if you want motherfuckers start looting, it's gonna happen. Before my kids go broke in this bitch like Jock, I'm gonna be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow. I am going to go in that store, get everything I get regularly. I'm going to bag my shit up, swipe my link card. As soon as that bitch say ain't no pending balance on there, I'm going to walk the fuck out. And I'm going to have one of my cousins with me that'll punch your ass so hard you going to think a Jet 2 holiday hit your bitch ass if you think I ain't finna walk out that stuff. And please follow me to that motherfucking car. If you feeling motherfucking froggy, bitch, you ain't going to make it back to your motherfucking position at that fucking Walmart store. I'm telling you. You want to take some link? Like I don't be taking shit already. Watch this. It's okay.
Now that woman has gotten a lot of flack for that video. And even Walmart has responded by saying that a lot of their stores on the 1st are going to be closed, that you have to order online in order to come in because they don't want the looting. But how long can they hold that up? How long can they keep their store Their stores closed. How long can they protect their capital from the hungry masses? How long? Because I realized that the least biggest fear is the hungry masses, the ravenous horde. I realized that a long time ago when they were making all those zombie movies about people just eating people and just consuming all. That's what their fear is. Their fear is the masses coming together, and taking them apart. But what they're trying to do right now is divide us and weaken us. I've been saying this forever. People ain't getting their stamps. People are gonna blame people. People are not getting a Section 8. People are gonna be evicted. But I'm gonna tell you something. Due to the fact that it is winter, the standard, these unrealistic standards, these independent women who have been relied on daddy government for all this time, now that shit's gonna go away, they're gonna be a lot more cooperative going forward. So I have seen a lot of men saying, "Oh, I'm glad Donald Trump is doing this because now the bitches will, now the bitches know their place." I think that that's kind of pathetic if you really need the whole economy to crash in order for you to get some pussy, but it is the truth. It is the truth. There's a lot more desperation that's going to be out here because daddy government ain't paying out. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad you guys have watched this entire video. If you've watched this entire video, this is not to shit on nobody. Like I say, the EBT program in this country and the social safety net programs in this country are what made America great, are what made America above other nations in this world. Because you go any place else in the world, we always say, hey, you wouldn't live. You only here in America can you live. That's a good thing. That's a good thing that those social programs are here. It's been a good thing that it's very hard to physically starve in this country up until November 2025. That if you're homeless, if you don't have a job, if you have kids, if you rely on EBT or SNAP, you're fucked. You're fucked. That's up until now. You're probably gonna be hungry. You're probably gonna need a loan. You're probably gonna need a little bit of help. And hopefully you fostered enough relationships in your life that people are willing to help you in those situations.